What's up, everybody? It's your favorite odd assortments, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Marvel Legends Avengers Wave 1 with Hawkeye, Sentry, and Machine Man. And the reason why I say it's an odd assortment is because I just think it's a bizarre cast of characters they chose for this. I actually haven't done a review in a long time. I've had stuff planned for weeks in advance, so I've been getting other stuff done. So I wanted to get back into it and use something a little simple to do. I think I'm going to do these three, and then I'll do the other four at some point, and then I'll do Orden as his own kind of video. I'm just relaxing today. I got a drink on deck, and you know, let's go one by one. First up is Hawkeye, who I was initially very pleased with, and then later became very displeased. But we're going to talk about accessories first, as we always do. He comes with this quiver, which you can plug into his back, and his bow, which he holds okay. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not hateful. It's not going to fall out, but he doesn't hold it firmly, right? And then he does have the pull hand for it, so you can theoretically get him to hold that. And if I can figure it out, I will post. There we go. Ridiculous. Okay, I'll try to work with it and see if I can't get a good picture of it. If I can, I'll put it at the end. Single cast, single mold. Some nice sculpt detail in there. It's all very technical looking and almost looks a little alien-esque. I'm not sure if it's reused from something else. I'm not an expert on these, but I do like them. And there you go. So that's that. And then be careful. This is all fairly bendable and stuff, so you will lose the definition of the shape. Then we got the quiver, which has the white tips, the white quills as well as the purple tips, and then I think that's just more of a the way they applied the paint. You kind of like a happy accent that you get kind of like this weird looking top, which is dynamic, so I'll give them that. Very nice sculpt for the quiver, so I'm okay with that. That plugs into his back with little to no problem. Moves on you a little bit, but once you get him posed, shouldn't be an issue. Hawkeye. So the sculpt is overall pretty good. Head is on a ball disc, as we usually see. Paint and everything looks pretty good in the face. Eyes look clean. All this stuff looks pretty clean. Little mishaps there on the ear. We got some blue running over into both ears. Range of motion is good. No real complaints there. The H and the purple lines are all done well. It's all sculpted, which is nice. We got this soft piece of plastic sitting over top, which is like the accents to his outfit, and that actually kind of works, and they're able to reuse a different body type in order to just get the figure out, so that's actually fairly smart. I can dig it. It sits on there pretty well. Usually stuff like this doesn't sit on there nicely. It looks like you can untab this and take the whole thing off. I'm not going to do it because I usually find it a pain to put it back on. The metal arm is all the details and stuff is sculpted. I'm not sure if that's new or not. I think it is. And you got the ball disc shoulder, which is on a ratchet actually, so that's nice. Ooh, ooh. Forward, backward, and out and in. So that's actually really nice. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. That's really pretty stiff, but gets you everything you want. You lose some shape and definition there. And wrist swivel and hinge, which even feels like it's on a soft kind of notching ratchet, which is good. The ab crunch doesn't really work because of the outfit, so that's less than stellar. But it looks like the sculpt kind of carries on up into the upper abdomen, so that's nice. Same on the other side. I can't get over that ratchet. Very nice. Very nice. This is not sculpted, so that's just a line of paint across the arm, but it's pretty clean, so no issues there. Gloves are all sculpted with the details and so forth, and that looks pretty nice as well. We got a waist swivel. Once again, the suit kind of gets in the way, and then this is all painted very nicely too. It's very clean. Very clean. Nicely done. And then the ball jointed T-jointed ball joints for the hips and thigh swivel. Articulation wise, so you can get out to about there. Forward, no problem. Backward a little less, but who cares? Thigh swivel, which does, you know, kill the sculpt, but it's there. And I got news for you. The little bit of thigh swivel that you can get kind of in the ball joint, it would probably be more than enough to get you what you need. Double jointed knee, that actually looks pretty nice. Calf swivel, which you know I think is stupid. Ankle tilt and rocker, so that's pretty nice. Boots are all done nicely. There's like this, you know, it has like a texture to it, which is pretty cool. It's a little bit glossier down here on the foot, it seems, than it is on the actual boot, but still pretty nicely done. Now, my only problem with him is he's a little loose. The T-joint isn't held tightly by the pelvis piece, so he's a little loose. Which is, you know, it's... I mean, I'll be able to pose him, and, you know, worst case scenario, I'll stand him up next to somebody. But, you know, had it not been for that, I would have been really happy with this figure. But he's still pretty cool, and like I said, I'll be able to get him into a stance, and, you know, look, he's holding it fine there, no issue. So he's still pretty cool. Next up is Machine Man, and, you know, I always find it bizarre when they do these super obscure kind of characters. I actually had to, when I initially saw it, I had to ask a buddy of mine, Oscar. Shout out to Oscar and J-Boy. You can look him up. He's a cool dude. I had to ask him who this was. He's more of a Marvel aficionado than I am. I'm much more of a DC guy. Let the nerd rage begin. But I always find it funny when they do these kind of characters, and my daughter always gets pretty upset, as we've seen before.
What's that?
Machine Man.
Who's Machine Man?
Honestly, I don't know.
Mommy lets you buy toys that you don't know the names of?
Look, I don't tell her that I don't know who it is.
Mommy doesn't know that you don't know?
Yep. What?
That's so metal.
So, the head has like this metallic kind of paint to it, which is nice. It's on the ball disc standard. And red paint on the eyes, which is done pretty nice. We got a little bit of overflow in there, right on the cheek. On that side, this side, not really so much. So, not bad overall. Purple paint, silver paint. I'm not sure why they don't paint this whole bit silver. I guess that's part of the design. I had to look into that. But it does come. It's sculpted in though, so it does come off a little weird. The silver and purple and the suit accents are all just painted on. It is relatively clean throughout, so that's nice. The purple metallic is nice. The ratcheted or notched ab crunch, you get basically one back and then 1, 2 forward. Sculpt kind of carries through, so that's pretty cool. Same ratcheted shoulders, which is nice. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, nice and clean. Wrist swivel and hinge. This is a soft plastic here, and it's just floating, but it's tight enough where it doesn't really get in the way. Waist swivel works fine. Ball jointed hips. Tight, tight, tight thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Calf swivel, which is dumb. And ankle tilt and rocker. So that's all pretty much good to go. Now he does come with some accessories, and that's these two units, and they basically peg in where the hands are. This is just single cast, and then you have the wrist tilt or the hinge and swivel, and they're both in a punching position. So in order to apply them, this is pretty tight, but unplug there and plug that in, and then you can have that look if you want it. Guess what won't be sitting on my shelf like this? Just take a guess. Lastly, we have Sentry. I love the face sculpt. Love it. I love, like, he has that like all white eyes, crazy look Sentry that like we've kind of come to know in the comics, at least that I've read recently. The body I've seen before. It's this, you know, the built up body, which is okay. And the cape tabs in here, it doesn't, you can blow it to one side, so that's actually kind of cool. But I don't know. It's just, it's not enough, and I'm not a big fan of capes like this anyway. Sculpted capes, I like a cloth cape, which you don't get anymore, but whatever. Head is on the ball hinge, but the hair sculpt does hinder it. However, the paint on the hair is inked and possibly even dry brush, which is nice. I doubt it, but definitely washed and inked. And the eyes are all painted. There's actually this like level of wash underneath the eye, like right at the eyelid, which I don't think you can see there, but it is quite nice. And then the eyebrows are painted on. The head was done fantastic. We got a little bit of chippage down there in the paint. All the suit details are all painted on, so it's not sculpted. But there's like a orange wash here and on the figure, on the yellow throughout. I got some scuffing going on here, which I'm guessing is from the cape, which irritates me because I don't even like the cape that much, and now it's scuffed up my yellow. This floating shield here is a soft plastic, tabs together, and I just undid it, and now I got there. Actually, that went together pretty nicely, so that's good. But it's all pretty clean. The suit, I gotta say, just like Machine Man, it's a little off right there, if you can see that. But all in all, it's pretty clean. For a $20 figure, I'm okay with that. So, you see that. Shoulders, more, it's not the same ratchets as before, but it's on the ball hinge. Bicep swivel, does get a little weird down in there from that angle, but not a big deal. Double jointed elbow, wrist swivel and hinged, but it doesn't really work. They get one. Oh, okay, it's just tight. You just gotta loosen her up. Yeah, it's fine. Same on the other side. Holding hand, but no weapon to hold anything, so you'll always have them kind of in this position, which is goofy. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't like it. And ball jointed T-joints for hips. Thigh swivel. Get you out to there, up to there, no problems. Double jointed knee, calf swivel, ankle tilt, and rocker, good to go in the articulation department. Not a bad unit whatsoever. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a $20 figure. I feel like they get away a little bit more each time with what they do at $20, but still not bad. So all in all, the set's shaping up pretty well. I love this Sentry head sculpt, and on a shelf in front of a lot of other characters, you won't recognize how little effort they put into everything else, but his suit kind of lends itself to just a small amount of effort anyway. The Hawkeye, they actually put a lot of thought into kind of gearing him up to use a basic sculpt in order to give him a more dynamic look. But something got lost on the line because he doesn't quite stand 100%. Actually, he's standing well now. Nobody breathe. And Machine Man, I think it's cool that they're doing obscure characters. I wish they would just do obscure characters that I cared a little bit more about, but I guess it can't always be about me. Life must move on. All in all, none of them are bad. None of them are really wowing me. I think that the Star Wars Black Series being at the same price point is kind of showing this line their ass, because the amount of work, effort, sculpt, detail that they're putting into those things is kind of putting these things to shame. However, none of these are bad. None of these are bad figures. They're just not wow. There's no wow factor here. It's just kind of business as usual. So, if I don't have the Toy Biz ones to compare to, so all I can do is tell you my thoughts on them, and I'm happy with my purchase, but I'm not running out and telling everybody I know that I finally got them. And that's the best I can pretty much do. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.